fought my way out of that cave, became Iron Man. Realized I loved you. I know I said no more surprises, but I was really hoping to pull off one last one.
The world has changed. None of us can go back. All we can do is our best. And sometimes the best that we can do is to start over.
I will be back here. I will be back here. And I will be back with vengeance.
I saw all these people die.
I keep telling everybody they should move on. Some do, but not us.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Doing whatever it takes.
What's up, everyone? How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday night evening watching the game. Listen, I was going to do the game from the beginning to the end, but your boy Niners sickness woke up at 3:30 this afternoon. I slept in. I'm a night owl, for those that don't know. So I slept in. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to watch the game. But you know what? I said, you know what? The Niners are playing good football. I know it's meaningless, but they're playing good football. So we're going to do the second half. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome to the Niners Sickness Podcast. How is everybody doing? We're going to do this live for the rest of the half. We are in halftime right now. All of that right after this.
Trying to set up the screen, he's in trouble, down he goes. He's into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, another spectacular touchdown. He caught it, touchdown pass, Catalan, one of the greatest finishes in 49er history. Toss to McCaffrey, and he runs out across the 30, breaks a tackle, he's gone! It is intercepted! The 49ers have the football! Touchdown! He's into the end zone! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers! San Francisco!
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are halftime right now. Halftime, the score is 21-13. It should have been 24-13, but Jake Moody does it again. I don't know about you guys, man, but I am sick and tired of this third-round pick kicker. Let me know in the comments. I really want to keep this an open communication between you and I today. This is not going to be just me talking. I want to talk to you guys. Since you guys took the time to come into my live, I want to know what's going on in your minds. Let me know in the comments. Is Jake Moody, should he be done in San Francisco? Should the Niners pursue another kicker, or at the very least, bring in a kicker that would challenge Jake Moody? Missing this kick right now, right before halftime, is not 49er football. I want to get your thoughts. should have the Niners replace Jake Moody? What's up, Ismael Ortiz? How you doing, sir? Purdy getting the bag. He's playing pretty good. Moody is gone. There we go. There we go. Terradome in the house. What's up, Terradome? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. He says, Brock Purdy, 14 out of 16, 200 yards, 2 TDs, 1 rush, 158.3 passer rating in the half. This is with a bunch of mixed in offensive line. Now, let's be honest. Let's not get carried away. The fact that the Detroit Lions defense is pretty horrible. I mean, they are missing. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Brock Purdy. I love what Brock Purdy has done to this point, absolutely. But to keep it real, that Detroit Lion is so screwed with injuries. I mean, if they can't stop an offense so depleted like the 49ers, what are they going to do next week when they face the Vikings? If I was a Lions fan, I would be more concerned that the Niners, with this offense so hurt, that we put up 21 points easily on your defense. That should be a concern for Lions fans. What's up, Matthew Navarro? It's okay, Sickness. Moody will be back next year. Okay. All right, we have a Moody supporter. I like it better. Can you see Trent Williams back in 25? Yes and no. It's really going to be up to his body. The fact that he's getting all this time to rest, it's a benefit for him. The fact that we're not going into the playoffs, it's less wear and tear on his body going into this. So I can see him coming back. The question is, how effective will he be? I know he lost loved ones, I believe his children. So mentally, will he be prepared to come back? Do I want him back? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think he will. I'll think he'll be back. Maybe for one more year. I think the Niners should really highly invest in drafting a tackle that can play right and left tackle to eventually replace Williams. Winters balling, 6 tackles. Yeah, there was a scare for a minute there. I thought he got hurt, and I'm like, oh, crap. I'm glad he's okay. Bosa looked like he had a concussion, but he was clear to come back. That's good. I was like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again with these freaking injuries. Can we get a break? 16 passes, 13 rushes, pretty even. I like it. Let's go. Daniel Burry Sports in the house highlights. He says, yo, what's up? Kyle calls a better game when it doesn't. I don't know if he calls a better game when it doesn't count. Honestly, Ismail, I think he's less pressured. He doesn't have to win. And sometimes you can perform a little bit better when he's playing more loose. And this is the way he should coach. I'm sorry, he's coaching more loose. And to your point, Kyle Shanahan should coach like this, even when the game is on the line. Now, easier said than done. I get you. But I think Kyle should coach like this, even when he's in a situation where he has to win. He's not feeling pressured. He's not overthinking things. He's not overcalling things. And this is what I believe he should coach. Excuse me. Moody sucks. Every time he misses a field goal, the Niners lose this season. What's up, Jorge? How you doing, Jorge? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Since that Super Bowl loss, yeah. Terradome says, halftime adjustments on defense. We're going to have to get a bit more elaborate on some stunts. Tackle pinch, tackle and stunts, and throw in corner cat blitzes every now and again. I agree with you. The game's about to start, so we'll talk about the game as the game goes. I'm going to be with you guys for the rest of the second half. Hopefully we can hang out. If you have to go, I completely understand. No worries. If you can stay and hang out with me, that'll be great. So we are in quarter number 3. Quarter number 3, starting. I hope that the adjustments that the Niners make is what Terradome says. But so far, I like what I see. A little too late, but I like what I see. Yeah, he is a weak link. Ever since he got injured, he wasn't like that prior to his injury. But since he got injured, he mentally hasn't overcame that injury. Psychologically, he needs to get better in his head. What's up, Richard Morales? Welcome to the show. All right, so the Niners are kicking off to the Lions. The third quarter starts, 21-13. The Lions take the ball, stop them, and they stop them at the 35-yard line. So the Lions will start off at their own 35-yard line. Let's go. Moody needs to go, for sure. So you don't think that they should bring competition to compete with him? You just think he should go. Where has this Kyle been? Very good question, right? All right, so here we go. It's going to be a pass and a catch to Amon St. Brown. Is he a catch? Yeah, catch. Their offense has to play better. Jared Goff has to continue to play the way he's playing because their defense cannot help out the offense. Was he out? Let me look at this again. Okay, they called it a catch. All right. 1st and 10. It's here comes Bosa. Great tackle. Oh, missed. Oh, who is that? That's Green on the tackle. I don't like the missed tackles. I don't know about you guys. I don't like the missed tackles that have been happening. Now, I'm not going to be a play-by-play caller. You guys are probably watching the game. I mean, it's a Monday night game. Everybody is watching this game. So I'm just going to give my input of what I see, what you guys can let me know what you see. And we're just going to have fun hanging in together. It's a run. Bosa. Beautiful stop by Bosa. Let's go. Moody is dog water. What's up, Tommy? Welcome to the show, my friend. Do you think the Niners can make it to the playoffs next year? Let's say they get their injuries in place. They draft well. Do you think the Niners are in a situation where they can make it to the playoffs next year? Come on. Oh, too much. Too much. They're giving Goff way too much time in that pocket. And if you give Goff way too much time, he will make you pay. Nice coverage by Green, but that's way too much time. So Williams catches the ball, first down. It seems like the Lions are moving the ball. It almost seems like there's no defense in this game. It's all offense, right? No defense. It's a run. Oh, let's see. There's a missed tackle by Winners. Perfect example. Winners. You can't not miss tackle like that. Somebody said he has 6 tackles, which is great. But you can't miss. Fred Warner would have not missed that tackle. And if you want to be a professional in this league, you got to make those tackles. What's up, David Corona? Let me bring you back. What's up, David Corona? Good to see you. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, Brandon? Good to see you, my friend. I got your message. I haven't had a chance to reply to your message, but I did get it. Get him. Get him. We can't stop anything. No, not even a cold. Not even a cold, Tommy. I agree with you. What's up, Joe? Who are we drafting next year? That's an interesting question. I'm going to be starting my mock drafts on my channel. So if you're interested to watch who I think the Niners should draft, check out my next episode on the 2025 draft. I think the Niners will be drafting 11 at worst, or at best, I should say, and 15 at worst. So within that 10 to 15, I think that's where the Niners will be drafting. Now, if they lose today and they lose next week, depending on the other teams, what they do, the Niners probably can fall in the top 10. But I think drafting in the top 15 is not bad out of 32 teams. The Niners just got to be wise with their number one, with their first picks. They don't do very well in the first couple of rounds. Oh, that was an overthrown ball by Jarrett Goofy. Yeah, 100% agree with you. 100%. He is trash. They need to make sure he does not come back to the Niners. He is getting beat up. He missed tackles. He doesn't cover very well. There's nothing about Yadam that I like. 100% agree with you, Tommy. All right, so they're on their 11-yard line. Shotgun. Second and goal. It's a run. Can they stop the run? Oh, my goodness. And who it is? Yadam. Cannot tackle. Terrible. Yeah, he hasn't been very well played. He hasn't played well for it. It seems like Jake Moody, ever since he got injured, mentally he has not been able to recover, and he hasn't been the same player, in my opinion. All right, third and goal. Golf and shotgun. Can we get a stop? Nope. They give up a touchdown. And who's covering? Number 22. He needs to go. He really needs to go. Yadam needs to go. He's trash. But that's Sam Laporta. 6-yard touchdown. I'm talking about tight ends. The tight end for the Raiders. Wow. The Raiders suck. The Raiders are not a good team. But their tight end is pretty damn good. The Raiders were at one point at the top of the draft. Okay, they're going for 2 here. Oh yeah, because they were, that extra point was missed. They're going for 2 to try to tie it up to 21. Here we go. Here comes the pressure. Oh, they tied it up. Niners defense. And another thing, the Niners coordinator needs to go. The minute the game is over against Arizona, they should cut the defensive coordinator. They should fire him, in my opinion. It's tied up, 21 up. So, how many of you guys came into this game expecting to win? Let's be honest. All right, I know we are a lot of Niner fans and we have a lot of pride. And you know, it's, I don't want to talk about draft picks. That's next year. We got to win. I don't want the Niners to ever lose. But draft picks do matter. Now, drafting well matters even more. Because you can have a high draft pick, but if you don't draft well, it's for nothing. But for the players, and I want to be honest with you guys, for the players, okay? For the players, they are competitive, right? Players are competitive. They want to win no matter what. And that's what you want. You want players that want to win even if the game doesn't matter. That's the type of players you want. You don't want players to give up. You want players to play their heart out even when it means that they're not going to go anywhere if they win. So I can't hate that for that standpoint. But if the Niners do lose, as a fan, should we be okay that we get a higher draft pick, or should we not care? Let's win today. Let's win next week on a positive note. And whatever we land in the draft. I'm curious to know your guys' opinion. Yep. I don't like Sorensen. He has to go. What's up, Adam Laura? I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome back. If you're the same gentleman that has visited my show in the past, welcome back. If you're not, then welcome. And he says, absolutely fire the defensive coordinator. Do we still keep Debo? That's an interesting question, Joe. Debo is not the Debo of yesterday. That's a very great topic to talk about Debo. Talk about the things that normally... Now look at Debo. Now see, Debo is a great punt returner. Debo is playing... Now there's a flag. Go figure. Yes, please wipe your feet and hit that like button. Yadam is trash. Eric Davis, welcome, brother. Yes, he is. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Whenever there's a great play, there has to be a holding. You gotta, unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Yep, tied up at 21. Now, how many expected to be tied up at 21 in the third quarter before the game started? If we can keep it real. What's up, Salad Bowl? A nice throw and catch by Juwan Jennings. Beautiful throw by Brock. This is the nonsense that I hear about Brock Purdy. It's absurd. He don't deserve the bag. They shouldn't pay him this much money. They should pay him around 40, 45, 50, no higher than 50. People forget you pay the quarterback based on what the value on the market is and how well your quarterback is playing. He's playing with a terrible offense and he's having a good game. People are too quick to give up on Brock Purdy. I understand he's not a Josh Allen. I understand he's not a Patrick Mahomes, a Joe Burrow. I understand that. I'm not delusional. Can he put the team on his back and win? Can he? Look at that throw. Look at that throw to, and real quick, are we starting to see a receiver develop before our own eyes? Ricky Parcell? Are we starting to see Ricky Parcell flourish before our very own eyes? This kid is special. He's playing great football. I love it. Come on, kiddo. Kiddo. Come on, kiddo. Come on, kiddo. Kiddo Kai. Let's go. The Detroit Lions should be very worried about their defense. I mean, we are doing this to their defense. Our defense is hurt. Our offensive line is put together by glue. And this is how we're moving the ball. How do you think that the Vikings are going to do next week, especially if they're playing for that division? Throw it away. There you go. If you don't have anything, throw it away, Brock. Throw it away, Brock. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I forget to change the scoreboard. Thank you. All right. I got to stay on top of that. All right, Brock. It's a thrown to Debo. Debo's going to go in. Touchdown. 49ers, baby. Let's go. Debo. Let's go, Debo. 5-yard rushing touchdown. I love it. Debo is still very important to this offense. Is he the Debo before or not? I think once we get Brandon Ayuk back, and now that Ricky Parcells is coming into his own, and Debo and Juwan Jennings, and then Christian McCaffrey comes back, and if we can fix the offensive line, I think the Niners will be in a very, very good position to get a lot of wins. Beautiful. So how much do you think Brock Purdy is going to get? Honestly, Joe, it's what the value of the market dictates. It's the value. I know people don't want to pay Brock top dollar because he doesn't have that arm. He's not an elite quarterback in a lot of people's eyes. He's not your Joe Burrow. He's not your Josh Allen, your Patrick Mahomes, your Lamar Jackson type of quarterback. But what Brock Purdy can do in Kyle Shanahan's system, he can work that system very well. I like his poise. I like the way he processes, his anticipation. He just needs time. Brock Purdy needs time. If we can fix the offensive line, and we should start by replacing Brindle. That Brindle has to go. The center has to go. We need to fix our offensive line starting right in the middle. We got to fix the offensive line, protect Brock Purdy. We have the weapons. We have a play caller. We have the weapons. We're going to have a healthy Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Okay? We're going to have these available receivers and positional players to make big games. But we got to protect Brock Purdy. Can the Niners do that? Will they do it with either bringing in a free agent or drafting a future center? Yeah. Now, how much is it that they're better or we're playing a depleted defensive line of the Lions? Two things can be true, right? Are the Niners' offensive line playing better, or is that Detroit defense just hammered by injuries? We got a super chat. What's Tommy? Thank you for the $2 super chat. Fire Forrester backup O-line balling. I don't know about. I don't know. That's a very good conversation to have, Tommy. Whether we should or shouldn't fire Forrester. I think Forrester can only control what he can control, right? He can only control what he can control. He has to do his best with what he has. Tell me who you have in mind, Tommy. Give me some names that you have in mind to replace Forrester. Give me some names. And maybe then I can indulge in your comment. But just to replace them without really having some spots, oh my goodness. There's a flag. I hope it's on the Lions because they had Laporta is killing us down the middle. It looks like it's against the Niners because they're moving the opposite way. It looks like it might be on Winners. Winners look like he's hurt. Need and left tackle. Trent Williams will be gone soon. Yep. First down. Neither defense can stop neither offense. They blitz with Mustafa, and Mustafa couldn't get there. And that left Laporta on Winters. That's a bad matchup right there. Bad matchup. Yes, we need a better center. That's what the Niners need to fix first and foremost is the center, in my opinion. We got to fix the whole offensive line, except where Pooney's at. I don't want to bring Banks back. Who wants to overpay for Aaron Banks? I don't. Let me know if you guys think that they should bring back Aaron Banks. I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know if you guys think they should bring back Aaron Banks. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. Appreciate it. Come on, defense. Who is 41? There's so many hurt players, man. Sometimes I can't even keep up who's playing. Oh, let me read this. Sorry. But remember, we didn't make the playoffs due to injuries, not having the guys around. So that being said, if they pay Purdy top dollar, they have to let go of guys and won't have. That is not necessarily true, Joe. Not necessarily true, and I'll explain in a minute. Go, Bosa, get him. Bosa with a sack. Ooh-wee. You got to love Bosa, man. So, this is if you look at the finances situation, when they signed Brock Purdy in 2024 for the 2025 season, his money is not going to count against the cap into, I believe, 2027. Okay? So Brock Purdy is not going to count against the cap until 2027. They're going for a field goal. It's up and good. So we held them to a field goal. So the cap is not going to count against us for Brock Purdy into 2027. They're going to make some adjustments on contracts. By the time that Brock Purdy's contract kicks in, maybe Trent Williams is no longer going to be on the books. So there is a lot of wiggle room. People think that if you sign Brock Purdy, you're not going to have money for this or that. They already have Debo locked up. They already have Ayuk locked up. Kittle. So yes, more money is going to be allocated to Brock Purdy. But that's not going to take effect until 2027. And by that time, some other contracts are going to be moved around. There's wiggle room to sign Brock Purdy, keep our top players, and even bring in a free agent if we want. I've been hearing people say, wow, if we sign Brock Purdy, there's no way we're going to bring a top free agent. Why not? The Niners, depending on who the free agent is and depending the position he plays. Let's say there's a top center. And if the Niners want to go get him, they can make it work. They can make it work. It's not, okay, we're paying Brock Purdy 60 and there's no way that we can afford to pay anybody else. Now, I don't have, I'm not looking at the salary cap of the Niners right now. If I was, I can kind of break it down. Maybe I'll do a video of where the money is at, where is it allocated to, how the Niners are going to be affected by the contract of Brock Purdy, who's in jeopardy of being moved, who's not. And we'll have a whole different live for that. Bates. That's a safety, right? For the Falcons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 28-24. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Everybody thought it was going to be a blowout. The Niners are playing pretty good football, even though it's meaningless. I like their attitude. Here comes Debo, bringing it back out. Look at Debo. He brings it out to the 33. We'll see what happens. This offseason is going to be fun to talk about, though. I'm telling you now, this offseason is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of us content creators who love talking about the 49ers. Whether a lot of us agree with one another, that's not the point. The point is there's going to be so much content to talk about. There's going to be so much content to talk about when it comes to the 49ers this offseason. Come on, Brock Purdy. Oh, that's a flag right there on Kittle. Yes. Pass interference. Don't chase him. He still don't have the ball. That's pass interference. Look at that. Kyle is definitely coaching this game different, isn't he? It's like he's having fun out there. Is it me, or does it look like Kyle Shanahan is having fun and he's just coaching? He's not overthinking. He's not trying to do too much. He is just coaching. That's the Kyle that I want to see every game, even when the game means something. All right, bro, it's a oh my God, interception, Brock Purdy. That was a bad throw by Brock. That was a bad throw by Brock Purdy. That's on you, Brock. I got to look at the replay, but that was on Brock. That can be the reason why the Niners lose. That play right there. He overthrows. Look at Kyle. Yeah, he covers his mouth. Cover your mouth, Kyle, because you don't want people to hear what you just have to say. Now, that was a bad throw by Brock. I cannot defend that. And this is what people question. Should we pay him? I still think they should. But plays like this make you scratch your head. It's tough, man. What's up, Christian Carver? This is going to feel a little different than next week. It's going to be our last game of the season at home. Yes, I agree. Brock Purdy, this was a bad decision by you. No pressure. You overthrew Ricky Parcell right into the defender's hands. This is the area that he needs to correct. Does this tell me that we shouldn't pay him? No. Does he need to get better? Yes. But I can understand why people are frustrated and don't want Brock Purdy to get paid the amount of money that the Niners are going to force to pay him because of plays like this. And how can I defend Brock Purdy in a play like I can't defend you, Brock? Innovative throw. I mean, I cannot defend that. I mean, he overthrew Ricky Parcell. And right now, the way the defenses are playing, the team that makes the most mistakes or the least amount of mistakes wins. Let's see. They're showing the playback. Yep. That's on Brock. Completely on Brock. I can't defend that. Come on, defense. Let's get the ball back. Yeah, the defenses are not stopping the offense. And when you make a mistake like that, that could be the turning point of the game. Yes, Tommy, he threw a pick, and that was completely on Brock Purdy. He wasn't pressured. He had nobody in his face. He just elevated threw a high ball over Ricky Parcell right into the hands of Joseph. I think tonight Detroit is our last home game. This is definitely the last game at Levi's. And then next week will be the last game of the season. But that throw, yeah. I mean, the way the defenses are playing, Tommy, I mean, I can't say the Niners are going to lose, but that was an ill-advised throw by Brock. I can't defend it, man. I don't know what Brock was thinking. And I'm curious to say what he says in the press conference. What is his excuse for that throw? I'm very curious to see what he says. What is he going to say in the press conference? How do you defend that? I mean, I know that quarterbacks are not perfect. I know quarterbacks make mistakes. I understand that, but you got to be better than that, Brock. If you want to be that top quarterback and earn that money, you can't make plays like that and hurt your team. If this game meant something, that'll be a crucial. It still is, but it'll be even worse if it meant something to us. Let's see what the defense does. I mean, they haven't stopped nobody all. Nope, they haven't stopped nobody all game. Now, we're going to find out what Brock Purdy is made of. All right? We're going to find out what he's made of. This is where Brock Purdy needs to show the 49er fans he's worth the money, in my opinion. He threw an interception. The way the defense is playing, it looks like Detroit may score. If they do, how does Brock Purdy bounce back? That's what I want to see in the next possession of Brock Purdy. How do you bounce back? Stop the run. My goodness. That's an area that we got to really work on for next season. We got to fix that run defense. We've been so spoiled with the run game, protecting the run. in so many years. The Niners need to emphasize the offensive line and the defensive line stopping that run. Now, Greenlaw's not out there, so that makes a huge difference. Look at that. All right. Good protection in the secondary. Jared Goff had every single time in the world, and he could not throw the ball because there was nobody open. That's great protection in the secondary. If they hold him to a field goal, I feel it'll be a win. At this point, if we can hold Detroit to a field goal, I feel it's a win. 26 seconds in the third quarter. Here comes Bosa. Good. Bosa did enough right there to disrupt that throw by Jared Goff. Yep. Goff did just enough on that play. Love it. Love it, Bosa. Can we find another pass rusher in the draft that can honestly complement Nick Bosa? Okay, 4th and goal. They're going for it. They're going for it. And they get the touchdown. They make it look so damn easy. They make it look so damn easy. Oh my goodness. They make it look so damn easy. Extra point is good. All right. I want to see what Brock Purdy does. They had him on 4th and goal, and they gave that pass to St. Brown. It was so easy. Ronaldo Green was way too off. He was way off St. Brown. That was on Ronaldo Green, the rookie. Now, the Lions thought they were going to come in here and just have their way. Look at John Lynch. Oh, I love Lynch. He is fired up. Because he was left alone. Who was on top of? Yeah, this defensive coordinator that I would refuse to mention his name, he's gone. He should be gone. He should be gone. John Lynch is ticked, and he should be. 4th and goal, and they let him that wide open. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, that's a little harsh there, Tommy, but that is your opinion, and you are entitled to it, my friend. Little harsh on the name calling, but definitely was a mistake on Brock Purdy, for sure. Let's see what he does. Here comes the pressure. Nice throw to Kittle. All right, here. The end of the 4th quarter is here. All right, going into the end of the 3rd quarter is here. Going into the 4th quarter. Going into the 4th quarter, 31-28. Now, let's be honest. A lot of us did not think that it was going to be this close. at this point of the game. The Niners are all banged up. Detroit is playing for something. But if I'm not mistaken, regardless of what happens tonight, the Vikings are licking their chops. The Vikings are licking their chops. The Vikings are like, we can win the NFC North and we can have the number 1 seed. Who would have thunk it? Let's be honest. Who would have thunk it that the Vikings would be fighting for the number 1 seed in the division with Sam Darnold? And don't get me started with Sam Darnold coming back to the Niners. Sam Darnold is having a great season. But so did Case Keenum. Let's not forget Case Keenum, that 1 year for the Vikings, the same team. He had a great year. Case Keenum had a great year for the Vikings. And what happened? He was signed to a huge contract and he peed the bed. Right? Case Keenum had a great year in Minnesota. 1 year, he was signed to a huge contract and never fulfilled that contract. Sam Darnold is playing good football, but Brock Purdy is still a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold may have the arm, but to me, Brock Purdy's still the better quarterback. So people that are saying, maybe we should have kept, look at that, try. Oh my goodness. That looked good. Bring back Sam Darnold, or we should have kept him over Brock. It's just ridiculous. I want to see Sam Darnold do that consecutively. I want to see him do it for 2 years. Don't give me that 1 year wonder. So I'm not a believer in Sam Darnold. He's having a great year, but that's all it is. It's a great year. Keenum did it. He had a great year. Got paid. I forgot where he went. Where did he go? Case Keenum. Case Keenum was with the Vikings. Had a great year, like Sam Darnold's having. Then he gets paid and poops the bed. All right, 1st and 10. Brock and shotgun. Debo in motion. Beautiful pass and catch to Kittle. All right, Brock. Let's see. You threw it. You made a mistake. You threw a bad interception. Tommy called you an idiot. How do you bounce back, Brock? Get in that Toyota Tundra. 4-wheel drive. And lead your team to a score right here. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? He's going to throw. Who's he throwing to? Come on. All right, Ricky. Ricky's not a quarterback. I don't know who he was throwing to. Come on, Kyle. I don't know what that was. What was that? Please, somebody tell me. Trickery. I wonder how many times that worked in practice. That they actually did it. Oh my God. That was going to be interception number 2 if number 31 did not fall. That was scary. If number 31 for the Lions did not slip and fall, that ball probably would have hit him in between the 3 and the 1. It's an incompletion, but ooh-wee, that would have not been good. All right, let's see here. 3rd and 10. Brock and shotgun. Here comes the kitchen. Up. 21. Now, should they go for it on 4th and 10 or should they kick it? I mean, what do they got to lose, right? This went towards Jawan Jennings. Or are they going to go for a field? Are they in field goal? Oh, yeah, they're going to. All right, Jake Moody. At this point, I feel they should just go for it. When you have Jake Moody as a kicker, right? No good. What did I say? No good. He could have tied it up, but no. Jake Moody is trash. You suck, Jake Moody. I'm sorry. Moody is trash. Nah. He's too much into his head, Tommy. He is too much into his head. He can't get out of his own head. He had the distance. Yeah. The Niners need to move on. They definitely need to move on. I know they gave a high 3rd round pick, but if the Niners do not move on from Moody, that's a stupid decision. They need to bring. It even seems like some of the kickers that we brought in while Moody was hurt would have been worth keeping more than keeping Moody. But it is what it is. I want to see Sorensen, and I know I wouldn't mention his name, but I did. I want to see him gone. I want to see Moody gone. Now, am I speaking out of emotions? I want this person. I want that person gone. Or am I speaking truth? Some people may say, oh, Niners sickness. You're emotional right now. You're within your emotions. But give me a compelling reason why we should keep Moody. If you disagree that Moody should be gone, convince me and everyone watching this live why we should keep Moody. Because I don't have anything for his defense. Let me know why we should keep the defensive coordinator. Look at tonight's game. 20 out of 20, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception from Brock Purdy. Now, the interception was terrible, but now Jared Goff is not all that great either. He's not like Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback, but he's not a bad quarterback. So we got a decent quarterback that we can win games if we can keep him protected. And we have get him. Oh, my goodness, he slipped. Chase him. He made a defender miss, and he turned on the Jets. But he didn't get that much. That could have been much worse than what it was. Right now, we could be tie game. Tie game right now. But no, Jake Moody cannot kick if his life depended on it. Lordy sucks. It's true. You're not even saying his name right, bro. That's how bad he is. Get him. Yeah, Moody's he's not winning any any points with me. Moody has to go. The defensive coordinator needs to go. And I believe somebody mentioned about Forrester. Now, I don't know if Forrester needs to go, but they need to fix that offensive line for sure, starting with the center. Come on. Beautiful. No flag. Good. Great play. Fourth down. Niners got to stop. A much needed stop. I got to give the Niners credit on that. They got to stop. But Jake Moody missing a field goal. He missed 2 tonight. Okay, they're going for it. 4th and 3. No running back. He's in shotgun. Here we go. And easy throw and catch to Laporta. Nobody on Laporta. They're playing way too off. I don't know. They're playing way too off on Laporta, man. Let me see whose fault it was. Look at that. He's just sitting there. Broken coverage right there. Can't have that. You cannot have that happen. On a 4th and 3, and Laporta, their best, if not one of their best catchers, sitting there waiting for the ball. Probably. He probably could. Moody, and ever since he got hurt, he has not been the same player. And that sucks, but the truth is the truth, man. Here we go. Oh, he dropped it. Good. And Bosa was disruptive again. Bosa is having a great game tonight. Bosa's definitely having a great game tonight. Can we play spoilers to the Lions and make it more difficult for them to win the division? I mean, how fun would that be? The Niners beat the Lions. Oh, wow. What a bad throw by Jared Goff. But he had pressure in his face. They're going to go for a field goal. They're not going for it here. They're going to try to get points. Oh, he slipped. Number 9 slipped. Oh, man. That would have been a reception right there. That would have been a good throw and catch. But lucky for us, Williams slipped. All right. This is a 42-yard attempt. Look, Moody, pay attention how it's done. See how it's done, Moody? That's how you do it, you dumb. (34-28). It should have been 34-31, but no. Mr. Miyagi did not teach Moody wipe on, wipe off method. Come on, Mr. Miyagi. No bueno. No bueno, no bueno. My goodness, my goodness. No bueno. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait for the season to be over and have the Niners start really taking a deep dive in what they need to do this offseason. The Niners need to look inward and they need to make some tough decisions. They got to fix that offensive line. They got to bring in a better coordinator. And defensively, is it going to be Robert Saleh? He's been hanging around with the Niners. Now, I don't know if Robert Saleh is the answer. But Robert Saleh is definitely better than this chump that we have. Let me ask you guys. Would you guys be okay for Robert Saleh to come back as the Niners defensive coordinator in 2025? Or should the Niners look elsewhere? I'm very curious to know. What's up, Daniel Cantu? Welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Just messaging my wife real quick. What's up, Sean? He's not been hanging around with the Niners. Oh, he's not. Okay, that's what I heard. So I stand corrected. I appreciate that information now, Sean. I thought he was. I don't mean like hanging around like every game. I mean like he's been at the facility since he's been fired from New York. He's visited the Niners. That's what I mean. I'm not referring to. Thank you. I'm not referring to him being there through practices and so forth. Maybe I should have explained it better. Explain myself better. All right, here we go. Here comes the pressure and get away. And they get to Purdy. Finally get a sack. But I've heard that he has visited the facility. He's in good standing with Kyle. But regardless if he has or hasn't been on the facility, I want to get your guys' opinion. Should the Niners bring Robert Saleh back as our defensive coordinator in 2025, or should they explore others out there? Is my question. All right, 2nd and 15. Brock and shotgun. Delay a game or timeout? Ay. Delay a game. Instead of being 2nd and 15, now it's 2nd and 20. Self-inflicted wounds. Self-inflicted wounds, man. Let me tell you. Terrible. If you guys are just walking in, make sure to hit that like button. Appreciate it. Oh, that was a nice throwing catch to Parcell. Got half of those yards back. Now it'll be 3rd and short. Not bad throw, Brock. I think Brock it's a great quarterback. I think he's really underrated. Did he throw that stupid interception earlier today? Yes. But overall, I think Brock Purdy's a very good quarterback. Does he have to be a top 5? Or does he have to be a good quarterback in that system that he's in? Come on, Brock. Nice throw to Ricky Parcells is really coming alive today. Ricky Parcells definitely having his moment. So, Ricky Parcells looks like he's definitely going to be the future of the 49ers. The kid went through a lot. I mean, the kid got shot. He missed most of the offseason. I think this kid's going to be special in 2025, man. I can't wait to see him in a full season. Come on, Brock. Look at that. Beautiful. People may agree or disagree with me. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. I like Brock Purdy. I think he should get paid the money that he's going to get paid. Is he a top 10 quarterback? Yes. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Probably not. Can you win a Super Bowl with Brock? I think you can. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You just think of it. You just got to get the right players there. You got to get an offensive line that can protect, and we have to have a top defense. And that goes for any team. Look at the Chiefs. Let's look at the Chiefs, for example. This year, Patrick Mahomes has not had a best year. Patrick Mahomes has not been playing very good football this year. But that defense has carried the Niners. That defense has carried that defense has carried the Chiefs. I was watching the Niners in my brain. My apologies for that. But that defense has been carrying the Chiefs throughout the season. There are games that if the Chiefs would have had the same defense of the year ago, they probably would have lost. Now, I would still take Patrick Mahomes over Brock. And I probably would take Josh Allen over Brock. And I really like Joe Burrow. But the reality is, guys, Brock is our quarterback. He's in this system, and he knows how to make it work very well. See, that was uncalled for. That was uncalled for by the defense of Detroit, number 32. It cost yards for your team, you dummy. All right, 1st and 10. Oh my God, second interception. Man, Brock. I'm trying to defend you here, Brock, and you're not helping. I got to see this. I got to see this interception, but Brock is not. Let's see here. Look at John Lynch. If John Lynch can speak volumes through that expression right there. Yeah. Turnover number 2. I'm sitting here trying to defend Brock Purdy, man, and Brock Purdy's like, Don't defend me, bro. I'm gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you out here. Interesting. Second throw by Brock Purdy. It turns into an interception. If the Niners had an opportunity to put this game away, that right there most likely is the dagger. That's an exclamation mark of this year's season. That right there is how our season has been all year. I'm sitting there trying to defend Brock. I still like Brock, but when you make throws like that, I don't know. It seems like Brock is trying too hard. It's like he wants to show all the talking heads he can win with a messed up offense. And I think it got too much into his head. I think Brock tried to prove that he can win, and he's just making televised throws. Let's see what happened here. He doesn't see the safety. He did not see the safety number 3 back there. Yeah. The Niners. Yep. That might just be a little too much for the Niners to overcome on that bad throw. Now, this throw against this interception is Brock Purdy's fault for not seeing the Joseph. But that first interception was completely on Brock. This one's on Brock too. I'm not making excuses. But it's tough, man. It is tough when you're trying to defend someone and he doesn't help you out. You know what I mean? I still love Brock. I still think Brock is the future of this organization. I don't like what he did in those 2 televised throws, but overall, minus those 2 crucial interceptions, you could say Brock has had a good game. But that's going to hurt him. The conversations that we're going to hear by a lot of Niner content creators, a lot of talking heads, is Brock Purdy worth the money? With Josh Allen throwing those 2 interceptions. With Patrick Mahomes throwing those 2 interceptions right there. Will Joe Burrow throwing those 2 interceptions? And those are going to be topics. Those are going to be topics of the offseason. Plays like this, mistakes like that, it's going to be the offseason topic whether Brock Purdy should be paid the market value as the San Francisco quarterback of the future. We're definitely heading into an interesting offseason. So many of us that are content creators who have the privilege of going on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, X, whatever platform that we utilize to go live on. We get to share our thoughts on our team. A lot of us agree with each other. Some of us don't. But for all the content creators out there that do this, whether you do it for a living or you do it like me for fun, there's going to be so much content to talk about this offseason. And Brock Purdy will be the center of that conversation. Is Brock Purdy worth $60+ million? Now, again, we got to look at the whole contract. I know some people get caught up with the $60 million or $65 million per year. The only thing we should truly concern ourselves with Brock is the signing bonus and the guaranteed. The guaranteed is what we should focus on a contract. Not the $60 million, not the $65 million. How much of that contract is guaranteed for Brock Purdy? And does the signing bonus, how big is the signing bonus? Because remember, the signing bonus can be stretched out through the 5 years extension. So if they give Brock Purdy a 65 5-year deal, that signing bonus can be broken up within those 5 years against the cap. And then comes how much of that is guaranteed. But it's going to be interesting to have conversations with myself, listening to other content creators talk about whether Brock Purdy is worth the money or not, based on mistakes like this. There goes that run. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions. And the route is on. Well, it was close game for a minute. It was close for a minute. What's up, Big Jason? How you doing, sir? I spoke about that earlier. There's no way in the world I want Sam Darnold to be back next year. He missed it. He missed the extra point. I was talking earlier, Big Jason, I don't know how long you've been in the chat, when you came in, but Case Keenum. Oh, this is on. Let's see, who's this on? Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway, Case Keenum had a great year for the same Minnesota Vikings. I forgot what year. Had a great year for the Vikings. Then he got signed. I forgot who signed him to a very lucrative contract, and he never did nothing after that. To me, Sam Darnold is playing good football, but I have to see it in consistency. I have to see it twice. I can't just go by 1 year. Brock Purdy, whether you like him or not, he has shown that he can win consistently. I got to see that from Sam Darnold. And that, so I reflect on Case Keenum, the 1 year wonder. He had a great year with Minnesota, went and signed somewhere else, and didn't do so well. So here comes Debo. Oh, fumble. Is it a fumble? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. What happened here? Everybody thought it was a fumble. Is he going to raise his Is he going to raise his hands? Is it a touchdown? This is interesting. He fumbles the ball. This is interesting. All right, they call him down by contact. I thought it was going to be a touchdown. I'm like, holy crap, really? But nope. I don't know, is that a challenge? Was he touched? Interesting. Anyway, let's see what Brock Purdy can do. The Lions needed this win. They definitely needed this win. They did not expect the Niners to have this in them. But the Lions have issues, man. Even if they win tonight, even if the Lions win tonight, they have issues. Does anybody feel confident that the Lions can beat the Vikings next week? If our offense, who has been depleted with injuries, offensive line all mangled up, was able to put 28 points on this defense, over 422 total yards. What are the Vikings going to do next week? I'm curious. I am curious to see that battle next week between the Lions and the Vikings. And I'll be honest with you, the Vikings with this defense, the Lions with this defense needs to win the number 1 seed. They need to get that week off before the playoffs. And if they lose next week to Minnesota, they're going to go from the number 1 seed to the 5th seed. What a drop, right? Whoever wins next week wins the number 1 seed, wins their conference, and the loser drops all the way to the 5th seed. You gotta love the seeding in football, right? Detroit wins, they have the number 1 seed, they win the North. They lose, the Vikings have the number 1 seed, win the North, and the Lions go to the 5th seed in the playoffs. The 2-minute warning, this game is over. The Niners gave their best shot under the circumstance. Those 2 interceptions did not help, honestly, especially when you're playing with a depleted offensive line. You can't make those mistakes. This was a statement that Brock Purdy had to make. Maybe winning the game was a tall order. All right, maybe asking him to win this game was a tall order. But playing a smart, playing a clean game was beneficial for Brock. Not turning the ball over, not putting his team in harm's way would have gone a long way for the critics. He did not do himself any favors by throwing 2 interceptions tonight. People are going to continue to argue, is he worth the money that he's going to get paid? And unfortunately, by throwing those 2 interceptions, he does not help his case. I wish he would have not thrown those interceptions, even if we lost. Even if we lost the game tonight and Brock did not throw those interceptions, and it wasn't because of him why we lost, it was because our defense couldn't stop anything. That would have been encouraging not only for him, but for us as fans, right? But now with 2 interceptions thrown, people are going to question, is he the quarterback of the future? Now, the question is how much money he's going to get paid, not whether he's going to be the quarterback. Obviously, they're going to pay him. I do not foresee anything different other than the Niners paying Brock Purdy his money. The real question is, are the Niners going to benefit from that decision, or are they going to regret it? That's the question. The fact that Brock Purdy is going to get paid, he's going to get paid. But who's going to benefit from that decision? The Niners or Brock? We shall see. That's going to be a very wonderful discussion all off season. Many of us are going to have certain point of views. Others are going to have different point of views. Some people are going to defend Brock. Other people are not. Brock just got sacked. Some people are going to make their points on why Brock Purdy should get paid and why he should be the quarterback of the Niners. And then you're going to have the other 49er content creators that are going to be like, no, we should not pay him. And this is why. And I'm curious to see the breakdown by content creators. That's just the offensive line not being good, Matthew. Did they take him out? Brock Purdy's on the sideline. Did he get hurt? I'm talking and watching at the same time, saying I don't get to catch every single. But Dobbs is in there. Is this the Niners' way of let's pretend that Brock got hurt so that he doesn't have to play next week against the Cardinals? You know what I mean? It's like we can't not play Purdy if he's healthy. He looks okay. At this point, protect him, man. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to make excuses for those 2 interceptions. They were terrible. But if it wasn't for those interceptions, he had a good game. But unfortunately, it gets thrown out because of those 2 bad mistakes. And most likely, that's what cost us the game. Here comes the free hit. I don't know if that was a heart. I don't know. I don't think Brock is that hurt, but they should keep him out anyway. Whoa. Now, I know you're being sarcastic, Matthew. I know you're being sarcastic, but now pay Purdy all that money, but Moody got to go. I mean, let's, for sake of argument, let's say we don't pay Brock Purdy and we let him play another year. What happens if he has an MVP year? Now he's going to cost us more than he would have this offseason. See, this is the funny part about a lot of Niner fans. If we pay him, why are you paying him? If we don't pay him and he has let's say we have a great season next year, and now people are complaining that instead of paying him 65, 60, now we're paying 70 plus in 2026. We can never win or lose with a lot of Niner fans. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I mean? So we'll see what Brock's so-called injury is. But, yeah. This is a closer game than I expected. I did not expect to win. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect to win tonight. But the fact that we did not get embarrassed, I like the idea that we did not get embarrassed. Like 40. Imagine if it was 41-3 or 41-7. Now, a loss is a loss. I understand. It sucks. But did we get embarrassed? Because I think we were in this game all this time until Brock Purdy made those mistakes. I think if Brock Purdy would not make those mistakes, we had a chance to win this game. And that's going to be the wonderful conversation all off season, whether Brock Purdy's worth the money or not. Many of you agree that he's worth the money. A lot of you don't agree with that. Many of you think they should sign him. Many of you think they shouldn't. And everybody has their valid reasons. You have your valid reasons to think the way you think based on the performance of Brock Purdy. Like today, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 crucial interceptions. And I know he's hating that. Because if he didn't have those interceptions, whether he won the game or not, people can say, you know what? He had a pretty good game. Come on, Dobbs. Come on, Dobbs. Come on, Dobbs. Touchdown. Let's go. I know it's a little too late, but I don't care. Let's go. I don't care. Was it a touchdown? Let's see. Yep. Let's go. The ball crossed the pylon. Right there. Yep. Touchdown. Before his foot went out. Watch Moody miss it. Yep. What did I say? What did I say? And I said it before he kicked it. Did I jinx him? Or is Moody that bad? Moody's gone, bro. He keeps... Oh, my God. Look at that. Bye-bye, Moody. You're gone, bro. You're garbage. Sorry. They're keeping Debo away from Moody. Moody's like, hide me from Debo. Hide me from Debo. So it should have been 40-35. But no, Moody. Imagine if Moody would have made that extra point and the 2 missed field goals. We'll be winning right now. Even with the 2 interceptions by Brock Purdy. Go and figure. Moody makes those two field goals and this extra point. We'll be winning this game even with the 2 interceptions. Moody did not help. And he kicks it out of... Moody sucks, dude. Straight up. He can't even do the onside kick right. This guy's garbage. Uh-oh. Number 31 doing the Merton Hanks chicken shuffle. Remember Merton Hanks? Let's be honest. If Moody would have made those 2 extra field goals and the extra point, we would be winning this game. Even with those 2 interceptions thrown by Brock. That's 7 points left off the board. Moody left off 7 points off the board. Yes, Brock threw 2 interceptions, televised interceptions, but Moody left 7 points off the board. Dan Campbell, you might have won tonight, but you got problems, bro. You might have beaten the Niners tonight. And you might be 14-2. But the Detroit Lions have problems. The Detroit Lions going into the game next week against the Vikings. They got issues. Defensively. I mean, we lost by 6 points. Should have been 5. And if if Moody would have made all those kicks, we would have won the game right now. Even with those 2 interceptions. Now, I'm not saying or making excuses for Brock Purdy. He shouldn't have made those interceptions. But still, Moody, did not help the issue with missing 7 points. Anyway, that is the final score, 40-34. Lions win. They move on to be 14-2. We are 6-10 with one game remaining against the Arizona Cardinals. The Lions has issues. Definitely the Lions have issues in this. The Lions have issues going into this week against the Vikings. What do you guys think of the game? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for hanging out with me, man. The few of you that hanged out with me, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You guys are amazing. Make sure to wipe your feet and smash that like button for your boy Niner Sickness. I had fun talking to you guys. You guys are awesome. Hold on, guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to follow me on X at Niner Sickness 49. Niner Sickness 49 on X. Make sure to follow me on TikTok at Niner Sickness Podcast. Appreciate that. Follow me on TikTok. Also follow me on Instagram at Niner Sickness Podcast. And for those that are already following me, follow me on Facebook. I have a page and I have a group at Niner Sickness Podcast. Make sure to follow me there as well. And for those already on YouTube, follow me on YouTube as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. Jose Villa, I see you. He says, damn blank Moody. Man, but Detroit don't have no problem. All they do is keep on winning. That's all that matters in this league. Win is a win when you find ways to win. That is true. 100% true, Jose Villa. But understand this too. They played a bad team in the Niners. Well, not a bad team. They played a team that is very, very hurt. And they barely beat us. The Detroit Lions, even though you're correct, a win is a win, and they won, they got problems. They got problems trying to win a Super Bowl with that defense. They ain't winning a Super Bowl with that defense. I cannot see Detroit Lions going very far with that defense. So who's going to make it in the NFC? Which team out there is truly the team to beat? I didn't bring up your comment, Jose, because I don't really encourage bad words. You're entitled to express yourself. I'm not correcting you by any means, brother, but I do have children that watch my show, so I tend not to put any bad words. But much love to you, Jose. You know me. Anything that doesn't have bad words, I'll definitely bring up your comment. What's up, Jose? Welcome. We got two Jose's in the house. Welcome, sir. Let's see here. Sometimes I may slip and bring up a message that I shouldn't have, but that I try not to. I'm putting my money on Detroit to win the Super Bowl. They got the grits and they got the mentality for things are not going their way. They always stay focused and get the job done. I Again, not here to disagree with you by any means, but I don't think Detroit is making it to the Super Bowl with that defense. I can't imagine Detroit passing the Rams or passing the Vikings. Who else is in contention in the West? I mean, in the listen, I cannot see Detroit beating the Eagles. Let's keep it 100%. Can you truly see the Eagles losing to the Lions? As explosive, look at you got a very explosive offensive line, offense in the Eagles. Say what you will about Sam Darnold, but that Vikings offense is explosive. The Rams offense can be explosive. If you're going to match touchdown by touchdown with the Detroit defense, and it sucks for Detroit fans because you've been wanting to win a Super Bowl for the longest. I hate injuries. It sucks to have injuries. I think Detroit is a great team, but they just have way too many injuries on the defensive side of the ball to overcome. Personally, too many injuries to overcome. Hold on, guys. Is it this one? Oh, it is. Too many injuries to overcome, in my opinion, when it comes to the Lions. What's up, David McNiner? Yeah, Moody has definitely lost his confidence, David. 100% agree with you. He has lost his confidence. Let me move this up a little bit up. He has definitely lost his confidence ever since the injury. Jake Moody seems not to be the same player he was. Beto, what's up? Vikings have the better team at this point. They do. They're better on defense, and they're not bad on offense. That's why I know Jose says he'll put his money on Detroit winning the Super Bowl, or winning or getting to the Super Bowl. No, he says winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, I can't see that happening. Hey, if Detroit can pull it out, well-deserved to the Detroit fans, I just can't see it happen. This is not me hating on Detroit because they beat us tonight. This is just based on that defense allowed 34 points to be put on them by a team with no offensive line. That's the truth. The Eagles have a horrible passing game, and if you want to hang with Detroit, you must put, I think the Eagles can do it, but forget about the Eagles. You got Washington. You got what is the other team? You got the Vikings. What is the bracket? I don't even know what. Hold on, guys. What is the bracket? Let me get off of here real quick. What is the bracket? Playoff bracket. NFC. Playoff picture. $2024, right? Or 2025. Oh yeah, it's one. Here we go. All right, so you got. Oh, I forgot about the Green Bay Packers. So you got Atlanta Falcons. You got the Vikings, the Rams, Green Bay, Washington, and Eagles. Very good, very good. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, sir? Cut that dude, Moody, man, because I can't take it. Yeah, he's Moody's has not been very successful, to say the least, man. It sucks. So right now, next week, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings will be playing for the number 1 seed. And the winner of that game will not only have the number 1 seed locked in, but they will be the winners of the NFC North. So the winner of next week, and I'm going to watch that game if God's willing. And it's going to be interesting to see the Vikings and the Lions. The winner of that game secures a bye and wins the NFC North. The loser drops all the way down to the 5th spot in the playoffs. That's crazy, bro. The winner gets the bye, gets to rest, wins the division, and the loser has to play on the road. That is crazy. On the road. It's going to be interesting. It sucks that the Niners are not in the playoffs this year. It sucks that the Niners are not going to have an opportunity to win their 6th Lombardi trophy. That does suck within itself. But I love football. I really do. I love my Niners. I represent them every chance I get. But I love football in general. I'm interested to see this playoffs. I'm interested to see the playoffs matchups. Not only in the NFC, but the AFC. Right now, as it stands, the Kansas City Chiefs have the number 1 seed. Buffalo locked up the number 2 seed. Baltimore is at 3 with a 3-number seed. The Texans have the number 4th seed. The Steelers, the 5th. The Chargers, the 6th. And the Broncos at 7. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the playoffs. It's not going to be the same because the Niners are not in it. I understand, but I do love football. I'm curious to see how it plans out. Who makes it to the Super Bowl? I'm looking forward to the playoffs. Obviously, if the Niners were in it, it would be that much better and funner. But I'm still watching the playoffs, man. Washington, Tampa, Eagles, Minnesota, and Detroit, and the Rams. I don't see any of those teams besides the Eagles to win Detroit. I don't know, Jose. I love your confidence. I love your confidence in Detroit. But with that defense that I saw tonight against the Niners, it's not a Super Bowl caliber defense. They have a lot of injuries. It's not their fault. It sucks they lost most of their key players. But that defense is not a Super Bowl caliber defense, in my opinion. Now, it's going to be interesting to see, Jose, can the Lions, like you said, can the Lions win the games they have to win, even if it's by the skin of their teeth? Anything can happen when you're in the playoffs. I understand. The better teams sometimes don't play well and they lose. And unlike basketball, unlike baseball, you're one and done. There's no another day. So you can be the best team, have a bad game, and you're out. How many times have we seen that in the playoffs where you get beat by not because the opponent beat you, because you beat yourself? But to be honest with you, Beto, I love the effort and the fight. Okay, I like that the Niners put on the field. No quit. And you got to, hey, we can agree on that. Definitely. The Niners did not quit on Kyle Shanahan. This is why I say, for those that say that Kyle Shanahan has lost the locker room, they should fire Kyle Shanahan. These players, with nothing to gain, they play hard. They play for their coach. I know we're 6-10. I know we're not in the playoffs. But it's because of injury. It's not because we have a losing culture. We have a winning culture in San Francisco. We just had one of those years that, unfortunately, injuries have not been kind to us. And it sucks. But this is a very good team. Now, I'm curious to see how it goes going forward. This offseason is going to be very interesting, to say the least. With the whole contract of Brock Purdy. Is Debo coming back? Is he not? Are they going to pursue a center via free agency or the draft? What is going to be the priority of the San Francisco 49ers this offseason besides Brock Purdy? Because if you're going to pay Brock Purdy 60 to 65 million, shouldn't you invest in protecting him? Shouldn't you invest in protecting your high-paid quarterback? What's the whole point of paying a quarterback all that money if you're not going to protect him? Which direction are the Niners going to go? Are they going to finally emphasize and focus on that offensive line? Or is Kyle going to continue to be in his head, I can scheme the offensive line? I don't want to see no more scheming of the offensive line. I want to see some good, old-fashioned big bulls on that front offensive line. I want to see big dudes. Forget about the scheme. In the sense of that's the only thing you're going to do. The scheme can work with great players as well. Are the Niners going to focus on that offensive line? Or are they going to try to bring in another receiver, another tight end? I'm curious to see the direction of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. We're going to pay this guy a lot of money. Should we give him the opportunity to earn that money by taking care of him, by providing protection? Can we provide protection for Brock Purdy? Are the Niners going to finally emphasize on that offensive line? Those are the questions that remain to be answered. And I want to see that in the offseason. I know the discussion for the most part is going to be the whole Brock Purdy. Should he or should he not get paid? Is he worth it or not worth it? That's going to be one of the main discussions throughout the offseason with a bunch of content creators who represent the 49ers. And it should be. But to me, what are we doing with that offensive line? Are we fixing the offensive line? Brindle has to go. Brindle has been terrible at that center position. He has to go. I'm not paying Aaron Banks a lot of money for the performance he has provided. We probably have Trent Williams for one more year, maybe two tops, but definitely for 2025. We need to start looking at his replacement if we want to continue to be in contention every year in and year out. Honestly, I want to address the D side of the ball. Run game, no good, and please do not kicker in the. Do not take a. I'm going to kind of fix the words there. Please do not take a kicker in the first 4 rounds. You can get those guys off the street. The defensive line is a conversation that needs to be spoken of as well. Stop the run. You're right. That's a topic that should be discussed and will be discussed going forward. But to me, there's no bigger discussion than the offensive line. If I had to choose to either make our offensive line the best or make our defensive line the best, I would choose offensive line. Now we do gotta stop the run, but if we're putting up points, it makes it a little bit easier for the defense if we're putting up points. But you can have the best defense in the game, but if your offense is not putting up points, it doesn't matter, in my opinion. Your defense can be shutting out another team, but all the other team has to do is score 3 points. We got to focus on our offensive line. We need to focus on the offensive line. The whole Brock Purdy, it's going to be the major conversation in the offseason. Well, it should be. But let's not neglect that offensive line. It's not good. It's not good, Kyle. Stop with your madness. Well, I will scheme them good. No, you won't. Stop. Thinking about it, you're right. We need to replace our left tackle and center, but we do need more depth. Yes, we do need depth on the defense. But right now, I think the Niners need to really focus on fixing that offensive line. You have potential in Ricky Parcell. We saw that tonight. You have a lot of potential in this kid, Ricky Parcell. You have Debo. You're going to have Brandon Ayuk back. You're going to have Christian McCaffrey back. You have Kittle. You have Juwan Jennings. You have the weapons. But we need to protect Brock. I would love to bring in another pass rusher. I don't think Floyd was the answer. Leonard Floyd, unfortunately. I don't think he was the answer that we were looking for. I think and hope we can bring in another edge rusher, whether it's free agency or through the draft. They can truly complement Nick Bosa and bring that pressure from the edge. What are we going to do with Hufanga? What are we going to do with Ward? So many things we're going to have to discuss in the offseason. It's going to be an interesting offseason, to say the least, man. It sucks that we didn't make the Super Bowl. We did not make the playoffs. This year is done. It sucks, but there's a lot to talk about. we need to talk about the future of the San Francisco 49ers and what that looks like in 2025. We're going to have a lot of lives, at least I am, talking about the future of the Niners. So make sure you're tuned into the Niners Sickness podcast. Make sure you have the notification bell on, so whenever I click and go live, you're able to hang out with me and talk football. Until then, I am your boy Niner Sickness. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of Monday night. God bless you. And if I don't talk to you, Happy New Year's. Your boy is out of here. Peace. God bless everyone. We are gone.